Hi, I'm Kenneth Wajda. I'm a professional photographer here in Colorado. Welcome to another one of my photography talks. So today I want to talk about the new topographics. You may be familiar, but I wasn't. A friend of mine posted a photo on Instagram and he tagged it the new photographics. And I said, it looks very William Eggleston. And he said he would take it as a compliment. And I didn't realize that the kinds of photos that were being made by Stephen Shore and Robert Adams and even Eggleston back in the 70s were given a show back in 1975 called the New Topographics. And they were often pictures of landscapes that included human elements. Things like suburban sprawl and things like new developments of housing and just the elements that maybe aren't even the most attractive. And we were talking about this and said, boy, this would be fun to do a new project, a new topographics. And then we thought about, well, most of the photographs that were exhibited then in 1975 were shot just a couple years earlier in 1973. And to us now, looking at those photographs, they're really a wealth of quality because we enjoy seeing back in time 40, 50 years. But if we were to photograph the housing development up the street right now and in 2 years put it into a gallery, would we get any response that was positive? In fact, that new topographics project gallery exhibit that they had back in 1975, that actually was panned as boring and not of much interest. So it's not like just automatically because we like those photographs now and that the element of time has made them into something that they were always well appreciated. And Stephen Shore is one of those photographers that has, like, to me, I love those shots of like old motels and swimming pools and the landscape that looks kind of barren. I like his work. I like the old gas station, the Standard Oil gas station in California. But if you took a picture of your local gas station and hung it up in 2 years, if we had that show now, there had been photography out for a long time and we'd all seen lots of pictures of things. And even back then, there were galleries that were showing different work. And to see that, what would the response be nowadays? And I'm curious about how a new project would go over and what would be qualified to be in it. So I've been talking to my friends about let's maybe create a new project, a new topographics. But the idea is so much about what are we seeing nowadays, what can we document that will be of interest in 50 years as well as of interest now, or at least compositionally now, or at least subject matter wise what we're choosing to photograph. It takes on some kind of a life that, okay, this photograph isn't just a wide shot of a couple houses being built. It's more than that. But that's the challenge, is to shoot the banal and to make it so that it has some kind of a level of interest from the viewer. Or is that? Or maybe it's not. So Stephen Shore has an Instagram account, and I'll put a link to it down below, and he posts banal things all the time. And he's honored as a master photographer. He's shooting with his phone. He has, I think, 150 plus thousand fans on his Instagram. And he's definitely shooting the most ordinary stuff that maybe you would say isn't even worth photographing. But because it's him, it takes on some value. I think there's a lot of times when it's like if Stephen King writes something, it has a chance. If Martin Scorsese makes a certain film or a documentary or anything, it has a chance because it's got that name behind it. Probably one of the most important things we can do as photographers is find a way to get our name out in public. Because then you can have a Instagram account with very banal photographs, but yet 150,000 followers, and you're creating something that is made with your phone. I'm always interested in how many people love his work, and then the people who also say, you got to be kidding. But knowing his past, knowing where he came from, knowing all the projects he had been involved with, you can see how some of that fits in with what he's used to do and how it's still working as an eye to that kind of ordinariness that doesn't even look like it should be photographed or would need to be photographed or has to be seen. But he's doing it. So that's our project, the new Topographics. And I'll put a link to a gallery of some of the photos that I've done that I think might qualify for that, and see what you think. New Topographics. I'll also put a link to the original New Topographics gallery exhibit information from 1975, so you can see who all was involved and what photographs were included. All right, Essays Photography Talk. Get inspired. Shoot ordinary things and make them extraordinary. Here's the good light. If you're enjoying these, hit the subscribe button. If you can support, hit the Patreon. Anything helps, and we appreciate it so much. Thank you so much.